This is the Average Joe Show. I'm Sam.
I'm Amy.
And as always, we have Hayden with us. Say hello.
Hello!
The loudest we've ever heard him.
I'm sick of being in the corner. I want to be heard.
Let me out, please.
Please. Today, we're going to be talking about the classic
George had the jungle.
Watch out for that tree.
George of the Magungle. Magungle.
Why is that so dumb?
I've been thinking about it all day.
Or you go Magungle.
Yeah, George of the Magungle. It's been in my brain ever since I woke up.
George.
I was like the Magungle. George of the Magungle.
Okay, everybody. We didn't go to Maverick and we didn't go to the gas station and grab drinks. We didn't go to Swig.
Whoa.
We went to Fizz.
Biz.
It's been a long time. Long time away and long time coming. It's been a while. And I decided to try something new today. I got the Track Attack, which has lemonade, which is a lemonade base with a lime wedge, raspberry syrup, and peach syrup.
Nice.
It's okay.
It's just okay. Can I try some?
No.
There's no more. I drank it all.
I drank it all.
Can I have it?
I drank it all for myself.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. It's okay.
Reminds me of summer.
I miss Summer. She was a good guy.
No, it's just cold. How did I
Well,
feel? It's just cold.
I like this time of year because everybody goes around saying that they're going to do something great this year and commit to something, and then in a couple weeks they're like, you know what?
I'm
We're
changing
going to
it.
forget about that.
That's why you just don't.
Yeah.
And then whatever happens, and then you'll just be happy about whatever happens.
That's what happened last year. I ended up not having any goals because I was too stressed about school. And
Look at you now. You didn't even go to school.
I did go to school for a semester. For half a we don't want to talk about it.
Let's not worry about that.
Yeah. What matters is that we're going to school again next month. Or I think by the time this episode's out, I think I've already started school.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look into the future. My name's Raven Simone.
So, anyways, my drink is the Patriots Monster.
Because Amy's American. And she's a monster.
Yeah. Wow. It has the Ultra White Monster with cherry and orange in it. And I topped it off with Mountain Dew.
Not root beer.
No.
Whenever you order something that has
Like a
energy,
monster.
yeah, if you have like an energy drink in there, and it's an over 32, if it's a 32 ounce or more, they will always ask, what would you like to top that off with? Without fail, the thought has crossed in my mind saying root beer because it would be horrendous.
We should
For
try
the
it
show,
sometime.
Amy's gonna get the drink.
No.
Yeah, she's gonna get the drink.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Amy, it's not funny if I get it. It's funny if you get it. People.
Why not make it equal and have us both get it?
No. This is how it's gonna work. I'm gonna put a poll on this episode. When this one goes out, we're gonna put out a poll, and we're just gonna see who will get the drink. It'll be between Amy and Hayden.
No, why aren't you in the mix?
Because it wouldn't be funny
It
if
should
I
be
was
me,
there.
you, and Jordan McGungle. Gorge of the McGungle.
And if the Gorge of the McGungle gets it, nobody has
We're
it.
all trying.
No. Yeah, we'll do a poll where it's between me and Amy on who will get the We'll call it the Gorge of McGungle drink.
Yeah. That's what it's called.
No.
Gorge of the McGungle.
No. It'll be just whatever it is with this hint of Gorge of McGungle. Root beer has now officially been renamed.
Gorge of the McGungle.
Yeah.
Alright, Hayden, what'd you get?
Blue Lagoon. It's got it's water, blue cacao,
Yeah.
coconut and vanilla,
Nice.
and a lime wedge.
Wait, it's water?
Water.
Water.
Yeah, it's water.
Water. Do you like how strong mine is?
No.
I think they put... It's usually not that strong.
It tastes very tart. But yours
Yeah.
sounds good. I've never thought that a water drink would sound good, but that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at Swig, they just put in frozen strawberries and mangoes
Mm-hmm.
and throw it in water and say fruit water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Me and this one person, I don't know if she listens, but we'll go over there sometimes. And without fail, she'd get this nasty looking water, and she's like, "It's so good. You should get it." I'm like, "No, it's the fruit water." I'm like, "No, that sounds like a waste of time and money. I can just do it myself."
They probably add, like, sugar-free, like, coconut and vanilla in it, and that's it.
Mm.
But, I mean, a lot of people got it. Because I remember having to make the fruit cups. The frozen fruit cups.
On a completely related note, we're going back. We're going back to November when I try to grow out a mustache.
Yeah?
It's back, baby. It is back!
Should I add it onto the thumbnails, too? You with mustache?
No.
Please.
Please, no.
Don't do it!
Don't do it to me.
I know you'll roast me!
I don't want to.
Uh-oh. Multiverse Amy's back.
What are you doing here?
I'm back. I'm better than ever. I heard you were talking about my second cousin. Gorge of McGungle.
Gorge of the McGungle?
Yes. Sorry, my gums were getting in the way. I couldn't breathe.
Gosh.
What's this drink you got here? Hey, don't touch that. It's mine now. That was pretty good. Don't you ever touch my drink again. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, get out of here. Stay in there. No, you stay in there. You're not coming out. Oh my God.
I love how me and Hayden are just watching this happen, too.
Yeah, you guys aren't helping me deal with this nuisance.
I dealt with her last time. She kept coming back.
Am I going to come back in? No. So let's get into it.
Okay.
So this is a movie, George of the Jungle.
Gorge of the McGungle.
We are done saying that name. It's not funny anymore.
There's this guy named Gorge that lives in the
No.
McGungle.
Well, yeah, they're.
And he's played by
No, hold up.
Brendan Major.
Jonathan Major and Brendan Fraser had a baby together.
No, Mendon Major.
Oh, Brendan Major. Why? Because he's a monkey.
Huh?
It starts with an M because he's monkey.
No.
So this came out in 1997. Holy cow, everybody! Well, we're gonna talk about.
We grew up on this movie.
Yeah.
I
And-
mostly grew up on this movie.
Well, whatever.
I
you
forced
watched,
everyone.
I watched.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like we're talking about the George of the Jungle. Both movies should have been a trilogy. Hashtag Brendan Fraser comeback for George of the Jungle 3, where
What would the plot be?
uh,
His son goes to college.
yeah, where George
Wow.
where George has to deal with the fact that he wants to go to school, and so George tries to make his own institution, like his own college, and
Here, son, you can go here.
it's like, oh, welcome to welcome to Jungle Academy on Ape Mountain.
Welcome to McGonagall University.
Yeah, I remember watching this a lot as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. So basic synopsis of the story. I was gonna look for the IMDb.
It's kind of like a spoof Tarzan, I guess.
Well, no, George of the Jungle was originally a cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now the animated intro makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fun, but also, what does this have to do with anything?
Guys, where is the?
You just went past it. Go down,
Where?
down, 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 down. Right there.
there we go.
Storyline. Wow.
Here's what this is what IMDb says about it, and
Quoted by Anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Says baby George got into a plane crash in a jungle, stayed alive, and was adopted by a wise ape. Ursula Stanhope, a U.S. noblewoman, is saved from death on safari by grown-up George. He takes her to. Wow.
He
And
takes her to jungle to live with him. He slowly learns rules of human relationships, while Ursula's lover Lyle is looking for her and the one who took her. After they are found, Ursula takes George to the USA. That's
Wow.
it.
That's a terrible synopsis.
I mean, they got the basic points.
But
Why'd they
really
do Ursula Stanhope and not Lyle Vandegroot?
because
What the heck?
I wonder
He
if
has the best last name.
Yeah. Well, I think they just had a word limit, and they had to take out Vandegroot or Stanhope. But Stanhope was one word. Vandegroot is 3 words.
The taglines are, I knew Jane Goodall.
What?
You, ma'am, are no Jane Goodall. What?
That's at the end of the movie.
What?
It's a quote that Ape. Sorry, his full name is Ape. That is named Ape. No, it's Ape named Ape.
Best character?
Yeah, he's pretty good. Because they make a comment at the wedding, and the mom is like, "Oh, what is it? What are you, Jane Goodall?" And Ape says, "I knew Jane Goodall. You, madam? I know Jane Goodall."
Is it,
It's John Cleese.
yeah, an ape named Ape.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love this cast.
Well, yeah, his cast is great.
Yeah.
There's so many good people in it.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about the hottest man. I'm a straight man, but holy cow, Brendan Fraser was hot.
Mm-hmm.
He looked dang good for the movie. He looks better than second George. I like him better.
New George. Yeah. Yeah, he was talking about in the interview where it was him and Adam Sandler just chatting with one another. He worked out for the movie, but he was like, yeah, it was terrible because I couldn't drink or eat anything. It was just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about how he was just super shaky from not having all this stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because Adam Sandler was teasing him, because I guess they did a movie where they were, in a band.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam Sandler's like, oh, you just made us all look like losers since you worked out. You weren't supposed to do that to us.
There's some... I want to look at more of Brendan Fraser's movies.
Mm-hmm.
I
wanted to watch The
I've
Whale.
really seen... Yeah, I've heard The Whale is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
and Doom Patrol. He's Robo-Man.
I heard that one was fun, but I don't know. I don't know if I can get sucked into another TV show.
But also I watch no TV shows. I
like,
don't think I can get sucked into another one.
because I watched a video the other night of like some of, I can't remember what channel it was, but it's like Brendan Fraser breaks down his movie career.
Oh yeah.
Like some movies I want to see is where is it at? There's one where he like played like this Jewish kid going to a new school and he was picked on by like Matt Damon, and he said that's the reason, like because of the cast, it's probably the reason why he got bigger and got into different roles like the Encino Man. Encino? I think it's Encino. But other movies, like I watched the first Mummy. That one was really fun. George's Jungle, classic.
Goes with School Ties.
Oh no, it's wait. Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
School Ties.
School Tie looks fun. Bedazzled looks so much fun.
What's that one about?
You know the multiverse?
Yeah.
You know Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Uh-huh.
This movie was the inspiration for it.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh.
But Brendan Fraser, by the looks of it, from what I saw, is that he like becomes different versions of himself, like figuring out, oh, my life would be better if I was this or that. And he plays like all these different characters, and it's super fun.
That's so fun.
But
Oh, he's little. He's such a baby in this movie.
Yeah.
What year did this one come out?
2000.
I want to
yeah.
rewatch the Mummy movies.
Mm-hmm. The first one was really fun, from what I remember.
Yeah.
And I feel like that movie and this movie, George of the Jungle, has inspired the looks of Uncharted, because the Mummy character reminds me of Nathan Drake a lot, and then
Just Ape Mountain reminds you of all the places they go to in Uncharted.
No, I think Ursula, Leslie Mann's character, like the opening scene just reminds me of Nathan's. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember?
His wife.
Yeah.
Is it Ellen? No. Elaine? No.
Elena.
Elena?
Elena.
Okay. Dude,
Elena Fisher.
I almost had him.
This movie's great. And so I want to just go through the movie and just talk about the movies, because the first one has some of like my favorite characters in it, and they're like at their best. Like
First movie is really good. Second movie is the best one, but not really.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. It's
The second one was the biggest fall from grace, but it's so great seeing, because it's like
it makes fun of everything that a sequel should be made fun of about.
Yeah.
Like everything that a sequel tries to do is.
I feel like when they found out that Brendan Fraser wasn't gonna come back, they're like, you know what? We're just like, no one's gonna like that we don't have Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna make fun of everything.
You're just gonna double down on just the idea that this is a sequel and it's gonna be like terrible, and like.
Look, we went through the steps. He has a son now. Whoa.
Yeah. Well, it's just like at some parts of the movie, it's like, hey, remember this was from the first one. Like, wait, who the heck are you? Where's Brendan Fraser? It's like, Brendan Fraser is too expensive for Disney. So me, New George. How did you get the role? New George just lucky, I guess.
George just lucky, I guess.
And I guess that's like his big thing, is luck. That's like George of the Jungle's like maybe.
Dude, just like Bullet Train.
Yeah, and like Indiana Jones, because he gets out of all of his situations through luck.
Indy just lucky, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. like we start out the first movie with some great introductions. You have you have the intro. I feel like you first see, like, it has the cartoon openings. I'm very mixed on them. Like, first one I was fine with. Second one, oof.
I can't remember what the second one looks like.
It tries to be more updated, but it looks disgusting. Like some of the, like they try to do like the 2D mixed with 3D kind of thing, and it did not work. Like George smashes into like the title screen, and like it breaks into like different pieces.
Oh yeah.
And he like moves it off of him, and it's like it's a 2D character pushing away a 3D like rock shard, and it looks so bad.
That's the whole second movie.
Yeah.
It all just looks bad.
So you're introduced to like I was about to say Elena now. You're introduced to Ursula, and Ursula's out on a trip, and she's like,
Is it their? I feel like it's their honeymoon, but then they're not married yet.
no, they're not.
It's
even,
like
they're not like.
It's like their engagement thing.
No, it's not.
What?
So
I thought they were engaged.
They are engaged, but
Or they were engaged to be engaged.
No, they're engaged.
Oh, okay.
So this is what happens. Ursula is like out recording for like a little. I don't know if it was for a show or if it was just like
For fun.
Yeah, it seemed like it was supposed to be like a documentary, and she's like, look at the, like, she's being super cute. This is what I love about Leslie Mann. She can play like the cute, innocent character that's just like, look at these animals. Oh my gosh. Like, she looks at these monkeys. She's like, they're so cute. If I could die right now. And she's like, I'd go to heaven. She's hired out like this group of like some locals. The leader of the group, his name is Kwame, and
Is it the trio?
Yeah, it's a trio. The three are absolute legends. All they want to do is just kill their tourists. That's all they get from it. They're like, should we kill somebody? And then
they're just vibing.
And then the narrator's like, no, we can't kill them. This is a Disney movie.
I love the narrator in these
The
movies.
narrator's way too dang good. Like that, I bet he did not get paid enough. But
Wait a minute. Who the heck are you? He's so good.
But while she's like recording, she's like, this is sort of an escape. I love being out here, and even though I miss like my fiance and whatever, it's sort of nice being away from everything. And then in comes Lyle Vandergroot. He's like, honey, we're getting you out of this stinky island. We don't need to be here.
And if you don't know, Lyle is played by Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah.
Who's like the best character. Before I knew Sandman, I knew him as Lyle.
Yeah. I can't ever remember Thomas Hayden Church. I will always remember Lyle Vandergroot.
Yeah.
And
it's so good. I love him. He's such like a good like dorky villain character.
Yeah. Well, like honestly, all that man wants to do is just get out. He wants to leave. And
I just want to marry my
I
fiancée.
want to leave and get married.
Please.
I want to marry Ursula. All I want to do is that. And he hires some people to help find Ursula. And these guys end up being like...
They're like poachers,
yeah,
right?
They're
like little they're greasers. That's what they look like.
Well,
one's a greaser, the other one, like, it's funny how they're both like in leather in the middle of the jungle.
No, one of them, the duo is Max and Thor. Max is like, he looks like, what's the Jim Carrey movie? Ace Ventura. He looks like Ace Ventura. He has like the opened up like Hawaiian shirt with an undershirt, and then he has like the slicked back hair. And then Thor, he's just this edgy looking man. This man is just super picky with how, like, now going back to Lyle. Lyle is just, his whole character thing is like, I want to get off this island. but I want to also see my fiance.
Ew, nature, hate it.
Yeah.
I'm just here for my girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
my wife,
Yeah, he's
my soon-to-be wife.
That's a little wife. Then
I feel like I don't remember the trio that Ursula hired. I don't remember them wanting to kill her.
oh no, they weren't trying to kill her. They were just not liking
Lyle.
They did not like Lyle. So
Yeah, I remember them hating Lyle.
And then they're back in the second movie, and all they want to do is kill Beatrice. They're like, let's stuff her in the luggage and throw her off a cliff. And then Beatrice is like,
her mom.
Beatrice is the mom, and he's just like, what did you guys say? He's like, oh, we were just admiring your luggage. And then he's just like, yeah, your luggage.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. At one point, the trio is like something happens to Lyle. I can't remember if it's when he trips and face full of elephant dung, or if it was
Face plants into elephant dung, which
Yeah.
is the most disgusting thing
Yeah.
ever. I remember as a kid that was disgusting.
Yeah.
And when he pulls his face out, he like squirts like just juice out of his mouth, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah. No, it wasn't juice. He spat out like a chunk. Of
oh
something.
no!
You could hear him just spit.
It's so
It
gross.
is. It's nasty. But
I don't like. I don't get how people are like, yeah, kid humor is poop and pee jokes.
And
but
that's
then
all that this movie is.
Yeah.
Jokes.
But like with that one, it's like, this is disgusting, and I'm 5. I'm 5, and this is supposed to be funny, but this is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. But I just remember either at that point or at another point where they're making fun of Lyle. They're just like one of the guys, the guy who falls off the bridge at one point.
Oh.
He's like, this is the part where we all put our heads back and laugh. Do it on 3. 1, 2, 3, and they all just like put their head back and laugh super hard.
It's so good.
And
I want to memorize what they say just to like whip it out one day.
Another part that reminds me, going back to like the bridge sequence. At one point, he's like, Kwame's like, be careful on this bridge. It's very old and sort of sketchy. So don't like be teetering it back and forth. And Lyle, being the rich, uptight person he is, he's like,
hey, watch this.
well, he's like, when I was in Maui, I could, we were on a rope bridge like this. You could just rock it back and forth, and proceeds to rock it back and forth, and the trio's like, hey, yo, stop, and one of the guys falls off. It might be Kip. Is it Kip? No, it's the other guy. It might be Ndugo.
Ndugo.
But he falls off, and you see him like CGI fall into the water, and it looks
No, it's like green screen of like where they're like laying on the floor and they're just kicking their arms.
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. I love how the narrator's like, now this is a kid's movie, so no one dies.
Yeah, he's like, instead of like, this is a Disney movie, we don't kill people. Instead, we just give them really big boo boos, and you see him all bandaged up. He's like, "Yep, see, big boo boos."
I remember he had like an ice pack on his head.
Mm-hmm.
He's all wrapped up.
Yeah.
So good.
But like the first 20 minutes of the movie is great. Because you also get George's introduction saving
Ursula.
like saving Ursula, and you have Ursula going off by herself because, Ursula and Lyle are like, we need to get out. Well, Lyle's like, we need to get out of here. I'm taking you. They don't know where they're going. We're going this way, and
And then they get attacked by a lion.
yeah, and by far one of the greatest action sequences of all time.
Doesn't George just deck the lion in the face?
Well, it's so good.
I remember when we watched it like a year ago. We were just laughing because like during that action scene, you can totally tell when they were like when it was like a stuffed lion.
Oh yeah, well most of the time it was a stuffed lion.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like when he decked him.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Let me.
Whoa, are you gonna show it to me?
Yeah, I just wanted to sort of watch it and break it down because it's so funny. Ursula and Lyle like hear a lion and like Lyle's like, oh, I gotta get out of here. He runs away and trips on like a root and then is knocked out. He's down for the count.
Mm-hmm.
Lyle being as helpful as ever.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, George is swinging in. He's getting ready, and he goes to hit this tree. Like he goes in to save the day, misses, and hits this tree, and homeboy just yeah.
I love all like the animal reactions that they just get like in that scene. They have like a chimpanzee who like is just like ooh, like shakes his head like ooh.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Yeah, the monkey interactions are peak in this movie because you have the lion. I don't know how they did it, but they just scrunched up his face, being like, like he was bracing for impact. Like, ooh, that
Like
was terrible.
It reminds me of
It's a cringe. But not like in the way that you like. He's like, oh, cringing for impact. Like, ooh.
yeah. I think how they did it, it's like the movie Babe, like with all the animals in that.
Mm-hmm.
They just like cut out like their mouth, or like they did something where like they cut out like the bottom jaw of like the animals and just made it like a puppet.
Well, like.
I think they did something similar.
Well, that's what they did in the second movie. First
Oh,
movie,
yeah.
they did like the Jim Henson like animatronic like puppet mouths, like for the gorillas. Looked super good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for puppeteering, you could tell it was fake and sort of gross, but like it was good for its time.
Yeah.
And like it was better than the CG mouth. I don't like CG mouths.
Yeah.
But guys, this scene is just absolutely insane though. Like come on. Like
Wait.
you get like a
Is that what he... Hold on. Oh, okay.
so he falls off the tree, immediately lands on the lion, and like,
It's a total doll.
Yeah.
It gets squished underneath them. It's
Mhm.
so good.
and like you hear like it's great because it turns into like sort of a wrestling match. Like then you hear like the bell ringing, and the lion jumps on him, and George proceeds to act like he's being tickled, and it's pretty funny. Yeah.
Marvel wishes.
That's gonna be like that scene right there is gonna just be the introduction to Kraven the Hunter in the next Spider-Man movie. Like,
Clotheslining and everything.
yeah, like some banger lines in that sequence was like when he drops on him and just like he says "flying pile driver," or like he's spinning around like he picks up the lines, spins them around on his hands and whatever, and then goes to one finger, and then he like sort of poses like a
Like a basketball player.
Yeah, like a basketball player, like looking all mighty and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just funny. And then the best line of him just like bouncing off of the tree and then clotheslining, and he's like, rubber tree, great for jungle wrestling or great for jungle clothesline, and it's just so funny. Okay, I have notes. It might just be that Beatrice is the best character in this movie because she is. Yeah, that's literally all I have for George 1 is Beatrice is the best character.
It's funny how like cartoony it is, like in like the first like half, like when they're in the jungle, and then when she takes them like back to where are they from? Like New York,
San Francisco.
San Francisco. That's what I was also thinking. I was like, it's either California or New York.
Because they go on. George says the narrator says that George saw the greatest rope bridge of all, and then just pans over to the Golden Gate Bridge, and he's like, "Ooh."
But yeah, I like how it just becomes like a little bit more serious in like the city, even though there's still like cartoony stuff, like is it a paraglider that gets stuck on the Golden Gate Bridge, and he's like, "Ooh, I got him."
He has to go say, well, that's a more serious part too, because you. Like,
I remember it being like intense when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think it was more intense when he was like swinging, like when he was falling out of it. Like he saved the paraglider, but he somehow got stuck on the paragliding thing on the parachute.
Oh yeah, for some reason they like switch.
Yeah,
like he puts on the.
Well, he like grabs onto it, and like he grabs onto the guy. He's like, "Here, take rope. Rope will." Like, he's like, take City Vine. Vine will help. And he grabs the vine and like starts like going down. And I think George was probably gonna get down with that same rope, but then the wind came in and just blew him away.
Wow.
But he runs into like one of those I want to say steam pipe, but it's not blowing out steam because.
But yeah, just one of those big pipe things.
Yeah. Like smokestack pipe things, and he just runs into that.
Yeah.
And I love it whenever he's about to run into something, no matter who's around, everybody cares about George in that moment. They look over and they're like, watch out for that.
I love how everyone's like, dude, look out for it, when it's like sometimes, like if it's like with the paragliding stuff, it's like, bro, the wind's taking me there. There's nothing I can do about it.
Well,
or they say it like
for impact.
It's always like right as they're about to hit it too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wait, look out, and it's like, wow, thanks, thanks for the help, guy.
Well, another fun part is George has to stay home. Like, so before the Golden Gate Bridge sequence, he has to like stay home while Ursula has to go. Like, while Ursula goes and tells her parents like the whole situation, because
I thought she was going to
Lyle
work.
got arrested. Yeah, Lyle gets arrested because he brought the. Well, he got arrested because he shot George.
Oh yeah.
Which is stupid that he shot at George.
Sam, they had to bring him to the U.S. for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
He had to go, not knowing I was going to say unwillingly, but
Mm-hmm.
like he had no choice, but he's down for it.
Yeah. But some great moments. Some great moments while he's in the city is
Bro, when he eats like raw the raw like coffee like grounds.
Oh yeah.
It goes berserk. It's so good.
Yeah. That man is literally flying around the room. Like, this man's jumping over couches and running around, and
He's like a 5-year-old.
yeah, he's an absolute menace. Jump menace.
McGungle Menace.
McGungle menace. Did somebody say Jungle Menace? No, get out of here.
McGungle Menace. Wow.
So like, at one point while they're all down there, Lyle and Ursula were supposed to have like this celebration of of the engagement,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, they're like at a mansion with like horses.
I think they're at
Beatrice's.
yeah, they're at her parents' place, like property and whatever, and they have all these important individuals there, like the mayor and these two pompous guys. I can't remember what they ask about him, but it's pretty funny.
That's great.
Because what happens? Because oh yeah, he's like these two guys come up to him. He's like, oh, where do you work? And he's like, I work in I'm in the jungle. He's like, ah, yes, that's a great thing to call downtown is the jungle. I appreciate that or whatever. And he's like, no, not this jungle. And they're just like weirded out by the comment. And George walks away because he feels offended or something. I can't quite remember that whole sequence. But
Wow.
those guys are like, what in the heck just happened? Who is this man?
What is happening?
Um,
And I love how, like, when he's running around with the horses, just all the women are just watching him,
oh, dude, like,
being thirsty over him.
yeah, all the women love George. There's like no way that George is like, he's the hottest man ever. Like,
Yeah, it's Brendan Fraser.
yeah, like Betsy, this is Ursula's character, Ursula's best friend. She's like way into him. She's just like, so are you gonna marry Lyle? Cause I'll take Jungle Man, and she's like, I don't know about Lyle, and whatever. But at the end of the movie, does she go to the wedding? I think she goes to the wedding, sees the apes, and is just like, ooh, look at that hairy ape. I'm like, oh, that's disgusting.
Sees an ape named Ape and is like, ooh, that's the one I want.
Well, then the next movie, the second movie, they have everybody there again for some reason, and
I think it's Junior's birthday.
Well, no, Junior's birthday is at the beginning of the movie. Oh no, they renew their vows at the end of the movie. At the end of the segment. So they have everybody come again, and Betsy.
Why is Ape in Vegas?
Because he's a talking ape. He's the only talking ape, and they're like, you know what?
Oh, at the end of the first movie, don't they show him like at a show?
Yeah, he's singing "My Way" with all these like Las Vegas women.
Oh yeah, and then they made like a Vegas show of just George of the Jungle.
Mm-hmm. Well, no. Well, that's like what's happening in the background.
Yeah,
but
while he's singing
"My Way," and it's just so funny. John Cleese, man, I love him to death. He's a great man.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's somebody. When he dies, I will genuinely be sad.
Yeah.
Let's make sure he's still alive.
He is alive.
Okay, cool.
Because he did the what's it called movie? The Clifford movie.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
But at one point, Lyle, he's in jail, and the trio's like looking out for him. Like, look, they're doing like a little like, I only think of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where they're doing the "I Want It That Way" scene, where the victim like the victim's wife is like, oh, I didn't get to see a face of this guy, but I heard his voice. Because he was singing a song in the bathroom, and
you're talking about "I Want It That Way," not.
Wait.
I don't know if my brain was just like, yeah, "My Way" by Frank Sinatra, and they used that song.
No, we already talked about that.
Bro, no, you were saying that in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they also sang "My Way."
Yeah, but man. Like they have that like whole sequence. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's just called the lineup. They have everybody lined up, and the people who are like witnesses of the crime, they'll look at this lineup of people and distinguish. Oh, that's our guy. This is the person who's committed the crime, and They just go through and this really tall guy who is cut off, but like on the camera, so you can't see his face. He's like, oh, too tall. Then you have this midge. He's like, oh, too short. And then there's like, oh, too skinny. Has this bigger guy, and he's super sweaty. He's like, oh, too sweaty. Oh, and Lyle's face is hiding behind the sweaty man. And he's like, wait, who's that? It's just so funny.
I love because who are the guys that are like picking him out? Is it
It's the trio. They're just all looking at him.
I just think it's funny how they're like, all right, let's get this lineup,
Mm-hmm.
and they have like all the other people are like African Americans,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the one guy that's a Lyle. It's like
Yeah.
it's like you guys didn't even get people that kind of looked like him.
Mm-hmm.
Just made it very obvious that it's like, hey, is that the guy? And it's like, oh, maybe. He looks a lot like him. What are you looking for?
I was going back to the...
Oh, Sam, I had it right there.
I know.
It was along with all the trivia stuff. You just had to click on it.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Do you like all the XD funny movies, XD?
Mm-hmm.
Ahaha. Later in the men's department, after discovering his long-lost brothers, the king of the jungle was pleased to find that he looked pretty good in Armani.
Yeah. And
Pretty
it's so
darn
funny
good.
because he's like getting his suit. He's getting a suit made for him because...
He's got to look nice for the party that he wasn't invited.
Yeah. And he's just like looking at like the mirror while he's like as George is meeting his long lost jungle brothers, he's just like
Isn't it just mirrors?
Yeah, it's a mirror.
He's looking at himself.
It's just 3 mirrors. He's like, ooh. Oh, that reminds me. Another great line is at the beginning of the movie. Ape is like, well, no, George sees like Ursula after she's like passed out, and he's just like, Ape, this is a funny looking fella. But like at one point, Ape's just like, that is not a fella, that's a woman, and he's part of your species family. He's like, are we not brothers, Ape? We're family, right? He's like, well, we're part of the primate family. And he like sticks out his hand to shake Ape's hand. He's like, oh, primate brother. I'm like, oh my gosh. This movie is so stupid and it's so good.
The humor is so good. Like
so
a lot of
chaotic.
it's just dumb jokes like that where it's like, wait, I thought we were brothers. Yeah, but we're like in the same family of like primates, and he's like, oh, okay, primate brother.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, wait a minute. I love this one where it's like earlier in the movie. I can't remember what happens, but just Abe being like, George, what are you doing? And he's like wearing like a flower necklace, and he's like, I just feel special today. It's like, bro, what a mood.
That.
He was just kind of hanging up.
Yeah,
He fell asleep in all the movies.
I forgot. Okay, so,
This is a very high treehouse. Good place to call friends from. Sound carry. What?
Well, it's when he's doing the, oh!
Yeah.
And then everybody's upset. Like, come on, man, what are you doing?
All the dogs are going wild.
Yeah, you hear all the dogs, and you hear like people honking horns, and like a neighbor being like, "What's the matter with you? We're trying to sleep," and it's just funny.
And it feels like it's like 6 o'clock at night.
Well, it's dark outside there. It's supposed to be bedtime.
Bedtime.
Something that I really loved was the scene where Ursula introduces, but tells her parents that she's not marrying Lyle, and Beatrice is distraught. She is upset, And
Doesn't she like pass out or like
no,
scream
she
bloody murder?
screams. She's like, "Ow!" It's just so. She's a treasure.
Wait, doesn't she has like a
She has
like a teacup? Like they're
Yeah.
like proper like
Yeah.
rich people and like
Mhm. Oh, I thought you
And
were
she's-
imitating like you sipping the cup of your itching
No.
your eye.
yeah. But no, like isn't she like holding it and then like the narrator saying like, yeah, Ursula told her parents, and then you see the mom just like fumble like, the teacup
Yeah.
and she's like, no.
It's so good.
Who plays her dad? Oh,
Who
no
plays
one.
Arthur?
Yeah.
Arthur's a very good dad.
He is a good dad.
He's up there with the not a lot of dialogue.
He's
but
very supportive.
Yeah, I can't remember how Lyle gets out of jail. Going back to him being in jail, he gets out of jail somehow. Joins a cult, and his only reason for joining the cult is to capture, is to capture George. And
No, he gets out
have-
because they were gonna deport him back to the U.S.,
Well,
but then
yeah.
he somehow doesn't.
Well, the only reason he gets out. I think he didn't get out because, I think he got freed because of this cult or whatever, or he had a lot of money and he bailed himself out or whatever. Whatever, he got out of jail, joined this cult, and hired these guys to trap George for long enough that Lyle could marry himself to Ursula, which is insane. For
I
a man
thought-
to join a cult to make him marry Ursula is wild.
I thought he just. What? I thought he got the two like poachers,
Yeah. He did
And
have the
they-
two poachers.
and they were wanting to get the gorillas.
Mm-hmm. And that's what
And-
they were doing.
Yeah, I thought he just used them and was like, "Ooh, George, look, we got your ape. Why don't you come get him?" And then
No.
George like ships himself back to Africa,
Yeah.
Madagascar style.
Yeah. And he's like in a folding chair with was Tuki in there, the toucan?
Yeah. Oh, wait. So, I'm pretty sure Lyle goes back to the U.S. and because Tuki's a toucan. That's like a delivery bird.
Mm-hmm.
And all that he says is, Tuki. That's all that he says.
Oh
But
my
he
gosh.
he flew all the way from Africa to San Francisco
Mm-hmm.
just to tell George that like, dude, these guys are stealing ape. And then George is like, I must go.
I must save my primate brother.
Yeah. And I think this was that happened after like the party
Mm-hmm.
where Beatrice was telling him like, yeah, she doesn't actually love you. She loves Lyle.
Yeah, and she's like, "You're not gonna tarnish my
My
Yeah,
reputation.
my reputation. I'd rather nail my tongue to this table every morning." And he's
Is that
like,
what she says?
"Yeah." And
Oh my
it's also in here in the
In the quotes.
yeah. So the quote is George says, "So you want Ursula to love George?" Beatrice is like, "I'd rather have my tongue nailed to this table every morning at breakfast." George is like, "That hurt." And he's like, "Well, that hurt." And Beatrice is like, "Not as much as you will if you do anything to screw up my daughter's marriage to Lyle Vandengroot." I'm like, "Oh."
Ooh.
I remember that scene, watching that scene and being like, "Ooh, that's
Ooh.
that's a burn."
That's a psycho mom right there.
Yeah, but she's so good. I love her because she's just the epitome of a
She's a
terrible woman.
menace.
And yeah,
She's also a menace.
hmm and I thought her and Lyle became a thing, but they never did.
No.
I must be thinking of a different movie, and yeah.
No, because in the second one, they're working together to get George and Ursula's marriage not to work, and have
Well, no,
Ursula fall
he's-
in love with Lyle again.
Yeah, well, it's
And
like
they're-
5 years after, so I guess we'll transition to the next movie now. This is a weird transition, but we'll do it. In the second movie, It's 5 years after the first movie, and somehow George got sort of younger and bigger pecs, and
Whoa, big boobs.
Mhm.
Whoa.
and he also has a child with Ursula. Ursula also looks younger.
She's a different actress, right?
Oh yeah, they're both different actors. They're both different actors.
Nice.
The only person that's the same is Lyle Vandergroot
And
Ape.
Abe.
and I think
Beatrice.
Beatrice. I think Beatrice
Let me
is
see.
the same.
What's her name? It's Christina Pickles that plays her.
Oh, it is different.
Yeah.
Different character, which that makes sense. And Betsy comes back too.
Betsy.
George is having a problem with balancing his life with being king of the jungle, hanging out with the animals,
Mm-hmm.
and being with his family. And I thought this whole plot was centered around the animals being very upset, like wanting to commit murder, upset because George didn't want to play coconut ball with
You
them.
want to play soccer with them?
Yeah, no, it's coconut ball.
Dude, that would hurt.
Yeah, and
Kicking
Okay.
a coconut.
like, first movie is goofy. Second movie is over the top.
Bananas.
Yeah, because they do a sound effect for every movement. I swear, the coconut ball game is terrible. Like,
What, does it
every
have the
5
dunk sound effects?
Yeah, every like second you hear dum, 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 and it's so bad.
Hey, at least
So
they
bad.
pitched it up and down, though.
Yeah,
So it would be the
And
same thing over and
it's-
over again.
and the people who act in like the gorilla suits in both movies, so good. They are so good at what they do. They can play monkeys very well, and they know how to be absolutely nuts. Like a guy doing like a bicycle kick in in
What?
do you know what a bicycle kick is?
Yeah, but I can't picture a guy in a monkey suit doing
Yeah.
it.
Like
Like in a nice looking monkey suit.
Yeah, this man dives back, does a bicycle kick, the coconut into the goal, and for some reason a mule is the thing that is blocking the goal. Just look up the coconut ball scene and you'll see.
Coconut ball. Coconut ball.
There's so many good moments with like those guys steal the show. The gorilla suit guys are pretty fun.
hmm
Like
Oh, there was one actor that was one of the gorillas.
mhm.
I love all the names of the gorillas because it's just like, oh no, it wasn't a gorilla, it was the lion. But it's like mean lion,
Yeah, I mean,
grumpy gorilla, grouchy ape, that's his name, little monkey, ape singer 1, wow, dopey gorilla.
Amy just
Bro.
likes looking at the cast just to see what kind of monkeys there are.
Yeah,
It's like little monkey, big monkey, grouchy monkey, sad
Mean
monkey,
lion.
mean lion.
Mean
Mean
li-
lion is a terrible character. He's just the worst. Like he's written to be bad, and everybody knows he's supposed to be like bad meaning terrible. Like it's an awful character.
Do you know who he's voiced by?
Mm,
Michael Clark Duncan
Who is that? Oh, it's that guy. Yeah.
from is it Green Mile?
Yeah, Green Mile. I know him as wait, is it Tiger? Is that his name in
What movie?
is it the movie where they have like the dog that's like the canine unit dog, or is that the I wanna say
Sea Spot Run? Yeah, let me check his name.
Yeah. Oh, it's fine.
Murdoch.
Okay, because Tiger's a different movie. Oh, that's the one with the sled dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, the only motivation I can remember of the mean lion is just being like, yeah, I'm gonna be king of the jungle because I'm a lion.
Yeah, and that's all he was.
Yeah, that's it.
George isn't made to be king of the jungle.
He's
I'm a lion.
He's a menace.
I'm a lion. I'm supposed to be king of the jungle. Like, well, I don't really want to follow this guy's orders. Like, well, if you don't follow my orders, I will just eat you.
I hate it. just going from George's plot of like just him. Why are they in Vegas? Just to go
So-
see?
No. So
Or-
here's the basic rundown of George of the Jungle 2.
Yeah, we should have
No,
probably
I
gone
can-
with
I
the
can-
storyline. Is it just as good as the other one? Oh, this is it's the same. It's from the first one. Just rereads it.
I was about to say, I'm like, please, Amy, just start reading it and be like super pumped about it. Like, oh, that's
Sam, why are you going to Brendan Fraser? He wasn't in. He wasn't in. Wow. Dude, he's
Well,
in.
basically,
Kung Fu
what the
Panda?
movie, what George of the Jungle 2 is George is trying to balance his basically his work life thing.
His
and-
kingliness and
yeah.
his familyness.
Yeah, and
His dadness. Whoa.
and it's Junior's birthday. Junior is
Their kid.
yeah, and
I have it.
well, okay, you can read it.
Okay.
I was just gonna
This-
describe it because that first one was horrendous. Didn't even talk about half the movie, but
All right, this one from the Fox-2. It's been 5 years since socialite Ursula Stanhope left civilization to marry George, lovable and clumsy king of the jungle. Now father to George Jr., George finds himself stressed at having to juggle his cherished roles of Jungle King, Junior's dad, and Ursula's loving husband. George's stress level goes way up when a really mean lion challenges him for leadership of the jungle, and Ursula's mother, Beatrice, teams up with Ursula's ex-fiancé, Lyle, in a plot to forcibly take away all that George holds most dear.
yeah,
Yeah, basically.
But the mean lion,
The really mean
sorry,
lion.
the really mean lion, the really mean lion taking like wanting to take the throne is basically a 2-minute plot. Like,
I just hate how they keep cutting back to it and just terrible animals talking.
oh, it's so bad.
Yeah. Do you want to know what the tagline for this one is?
Sure,
Watch out for that sequel.
yeah.
Wow.
They didn't even talk about the main influence of it. What?
The trivia for the sequel is Brendan Fraser says that he had no idea why Disney didn't offer him to reprise his role as George. He said he would have loved to do it again, but made the commitment to performing in Looney Tunes Back in Action. But it's like they made it seem like
he was.
he was like, no thanks, I'm too cool for this. That's so funny.
Well, I think by the time he was doing The Mummy as well, and he was getting significantly bigger, and so he was committed to that series.
Okay, I guess they weren't offering him as much. But it's still like, come on, guys. He wanted to do it again, so why didn't you do it?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, who the heck are you? Me new, George. Studio too cheap to pay Brendan Fraser.
Okay. So basic storyline of George of the Jungle 2 is that no, it's they missed out so much in that. That was a bad plot line.
Better than the first one.
But no, they didn't even talk about Ape's whole thing. They didn't talk about. Okay, so
They had Beatrice and And Lyle.
So
And the Sandman.
okay. So the whole plot line is that after George is having that problem with balancing life out, he has Junior's birthday. Beatrice comes out surprisingly. She's like,
Oh my gosh, and she brings like the robot dog.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't
Yeah.
it like pee on her or something?
Yes, because she's like, you just use this controller and it's so
high-tech.
cool. And then George is like, doesn't seem that hard to do. Let me see it. And proceeds to just like move it in such a way to make it pee on Beatrice. And Beatrice was upset. Beatrice, more like Beatrice.
I'm pissed. Anyway. Because she brings out, Beatrice brings like a lot of gifts that are like.
She brings all these like gifts that.
She's like, ooh, look, this is what you get in the city.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. And so.
Doesn't she bring?
Another gift that she was gonna do is be like, hey, just come back to San Francisco with me, and stay there for a bit. And George is like, I can't leave. I can't go.
I am king of the jungle. I can't leave my people, my animals.
And while she's out there, she's also talking to Lyle, and Lyle's like, so you're getting my wife back? You're getting my fiance back?
You gonna hook me up, please?
And it's also like, you're also going to make sure I get the will, or what was it called? The deed. The deed to the island. And they're gonna destroy all of it so they can build like a casino or something, or a hotel.
I love how they're like, yes, let's build a hotel / casino in the middle of the jungle.
But
I don't think that'll do anything.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Dude, I forgot about that whole ending with all the trucks.
Bulldozers.
Another disgusting poop joke of just a bunch of elephants like pooping on one truck, and it's disgusting.
Okay, they didn't poop on the truck. He pooped on a thing that
like a slingshot.
Yeah, like a catapult. And launches poop out of it.
Yeah, it's still disgusting.
And it looks real. Like you just see it just splatter all over like the windshield of one of the trucks. I'm like, ooh, that's. And to use a quote from the movie, it's a Zug Zug joke. This is a Disney movie. We have to have a Zug Zug joke.
Wow.
And then they talk about, and he's like, well, we also have to be educational. And he's like, what if we? And then George is like, what if we have a Zug Zug tree? He's like, what do you mean a Zug Zug tree? He's like, yeah, we just designate this tree for Zug Zugs only. And Cheetah, who has a weird sounding voice, is like, well, that's a great idea.
Look, I like that idea. What a marvelous idea.
Yeah, the voices are terrible in this.
Yeah. Also, yeah, so you find out, for some reason, Lyle is like, yo, this is called Ape Mountain. So I'm gonna go talk to Ape, who's in Vegas right now, and get the deed from Ape, because this mountain is named after him, which is Ape Mountain. Understand? It's Ape Mountain.
An ape named Ape owns the mountain that's called Ape Mountain.
But he actually doesn't, because George is the king of the jungle.
Gorge of the Magungle. King of the Magungle. Kung of the Magungle.
Gungus Magungus. George, the Gungus of Magungus. Gungus of Magungus.
I love this terrible joke that I've been thinking about all day. Kungus the Magungus.
Kungus
Gorge.
of the Magungus. Gorge.
Gorge the Kungus of the Magungus.
translated to George the King of the Jungle. Lyle, like, impersonates some rich dude.
I thought he was a rich dude.
Well, he is a rich dude, but he like disguises himself as a different rich dude. He has a mustache, fake teeth, and
Forgot about
and he's
that.
wearing this weird suit, and he goes and plays poker with Ape. And
I love it because it totally feels like not like a mafia movie, but it's like Ape, you're dealing with the wrong kind of people.
yeah, or
Dude, someone should edit Ape playing poker, but in like this scene from Casino Royale. Please.
that'd actually be very good. The sequence where Lyle is like having his villain moment of being like, I'm gonna make sure Ape goes all in on his money, that he has a good hand, and like he has to have, first of all, a good hand, be confident enough that he's gonna go all in, and even get to a further point that he will wager something that is not his, which is the deed to Ape Mountain, and then proceed to say after he loses, well, I don't have the deed to Ape Mountain, and Lyle is then like, yo,
Give it to me.
you work off your debt. You're gonna work here for the next 17 years, and then that's when.
Is that when he does like a little like maniacal laugh too?
Yeah, and it sounds super terrible, because it's like altered and like edited, and it sounds gross.
We love that for you, Lyle.
And at one point, like a cut back to George's life. George is super stressed, and he's like, I don't know how to balance my life. I need to vent out to somebody. And so he goes to Tuki, and Tuki is now full CG and is disgusting.
Same with Shep. We didn't talk about Shep in the first movie.
Shep looked okay in the first movie.
Because they used an actual elephant. They used an actual elephant in the first one.
Well, they CG'd just his head in the first movie. Second movie, they CG'd the whole thing.
One of the trivia things for the first one was like, yeah, the elephant that we used for Shep is actually an Indian elephant, which you can't find in Africa.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, Hayden, you were talking about how, like, the first 5 minutes of the second movie is just awful.
Oh, it is. It
'Cause
is so bad.
It's just a CG shit. It's just a CG Shep running through, like, a field, and he's just floating. There's no sense of, like, him touching the ground. He's just floating. And it's funny because I feel like they shook the camera to make it seem like...
No, they didn't.
Oh,
They didn't. They didn't. It looked so bad.
makes it even better.
It was so bad. Like, their shading was terrible. Like I understand. It was the beginning.
It was 2003.
Yeah, I understand that it was like first few years of CG, so it's gonna look bad.
Mm-hmm.
But
Duh.
why didn't they just look at what this Shep looked like in the second movie, and then looked at the first movie Shep and be like, you know what? That's better. We're not gonna touch this CG Shep.
Sam, innovation. They just wanted to do it because there's a big new thing. You ready for this, Hayden?
Yeah.
George realized that in order to save Treehouse, the entire jungle lifestyle, George now have to hit woman. But in name of sportsmanship, George give woman fighting chance. Then he gets kicked in the crotch. It's like, no to George rethink sportsmanship.
Yeah, that was a banger part of the movie.
Was that at like the beginning?
No, that's at the end of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Because
I'm pretty sure he's talking about Beatrice.
no.
What?
No. So Lyle he hires these two people, these
Oh,
two women.
yeah. Aren't they like spoofs of Charlie's Angels?
No, that's Betsy and Friends. Is a spoof of Charlie's Angels because she gets it. Yeah, so Betsy and her friends are like walking to the changing room for like this like resort, and like I would assume it's some sort of, I've never seen Charlie's Angels, but it's playing like some spy music kind of thing, and this guy hands them towels, and he's like, "Oh, look, my angels are back," and they're like, "Thanks, Charlie," and takes towels and leaves. I'm like, "Dang, that was bad." But like, what were we talking about before that? Oh, the two women. The two women are just there. They're supposed to keep like they're the people that are supposed to keep Ape on, like, in Vegas, because he has to work for Lyle for 17 years.
17 years.
17 years, you know, hey, I'm Mr. Vegas Lyle in the group.
Instead of Thomas Hayden Church, it's Macho Man.
It's never do us lunch, Ursula. Ursula, I love you, Ursula.
No, that's his change up in the sequel.
Yeah. It's crazy. Lyle, they have one scene where it's just like, you're not overly, like, but Beatrice is like, have you gotten over, like, they say some line, and it's like, oh, have you gotten over Ursula? Have things sort of toned down since things have stopped? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm totally fine. And you see him like stand up from his desk, start walking around. You see like pictures of
on his desk.
Ursula on his desk. You see pictures just hung up. There's pillows with her face knitted on it. There's like the china plates with her face on it.
Someone has that, and I want a piece of it.
I want to buy that entire room just to say that I have something from George of the Jungle.
Dude, I want the fine china with her face on it.
Or I want one of the.
Wait a minute. Why do we have to get it from the set? We can just get a picture from the movie and just frame it. What are we thinking?
Well, we could also get a George of the Jungle. He calls it a butt flap. Butt flap.
That's just a dress.
No, and not a butt flap. Butt flap is his underwear. And then he wears one of Ursula's dress at one point, and he's like, oh, nice butt flap.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I saw that quote.
And then the narrator's like, oh, to break gender norms, George is out here in a dress. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Daddy.
Then he sees his brothers, his long lost brothers in the Armani store, and gets an Armani suit. Okay, but
anyways,
yeah, the whole Vegas sequence is wild. They go visit like some place, like the place where Ape is performing. Ape meets what?
I found the quote that was that's when it shows like Lyle's thing. He's talking to it's Beatrice, George, and Lyle. Beatrice is like, oh yeah, you remember my son-in-law George, right? And Lyle's like, yeah, I do. Clearly the best man won. No hard feelings. Shake. And George shakes his whole body like a dog.
Viciously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's like a whole thing. That's a big joke too. Like throughout the movie, like in the first movie, they have a shake joke like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like George understands what shake means, and he's like, Shep knows how to shake too. Come here and shake Shep's hand. And Ursula comes up to like, oh, this is fun and cute. I'm gonna shake Shep's hand. Because he's sitting down and puts his little foot up, and George is holding his foot, and then all of a sudden, while she's
doesn't
like
Shep like grab her
and like lifts her up and like sways her up and down, and he's like, "Yep, see, She knows how to shake.
Okay, but it continues on with Ursula being like, "What are you doing here? I mean, last time we saw you, you tried to have George killed, Abe captured, and dragged me off to marry you." I was like, "That wasn't me, kid. That was just altitude sickness."
So Amy has like legit altitude
I have
sickness.
bad altitude sickness.
Yeah. So is that how you were whenever you went to like girls' camp?
No,
You'd
I just
be like, I want to kill somebody, get married, and
someone's
walk up
getting murdered. No, I just wanted to lay down and cry, and I just so happened to puke all the time too. It was not fun.
Yeah, very disgusting.
Yeah,
I've never experienced it single hand, but I just know. I just remember being at home and having my dad get a call, being like from mom, being like, "Can you come pick up Amy? We're dropping her off at a hotel, and she's just gonna sleep here unless you wanna come pick her up or something." And so dad has to drive up and pick you up.
bro. I don't know why we tried. Each year is like, "All right, Amy, we're going," and I'm like, "But I'm just gonna get sick. Why am I going?" And it's like, we just gotta go." And then I'm just there for like one day. And it was always in the evenings where it just got worse. So it was like once I started just feeling absolutely horrendous and everyone was noticing it, they're like, "What? We can't take you right now." And it's like, "Please, I'm gonna die."
Do you think your young women's group had a bingo chart and one of the things was Amy leaves girls' camp because she got sick?
Bro, I only stayed the full time 1 year. And that was when we were in a cabin. And now that's all that they do. And I'm kind of mad about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's move on.
Yeah, altitude sickness does not make you angry.
I mean, were you not angry when you were sick?
I mean, I was angry that I was there, but not angry enough to kill someone. It wasn't that kind of anger.
During this whole Vegas sequence, you first have the
What do you
reuniting of Lyle and
Ursula, or just the gang?
Yeah, the gang being all back together, and for some reason, what song was it? It's not the it's not Careless Whisper. There's some other romantic song. He's like, I've also ordered us like a polka band to play Ursula's favorite song, and it's some like, oh no, it's Baby Come Back. Oh, on me. And Ursula is like walks away because she's like, I hate this whole situation. And she leaves. And George is like, no, George and Ursula's favorite song is this. He's like, a one-y, a two-y, and a three. Or no, he says one banana, two banana, and
is it just the George of the Jungle?
Yeah,
wow.
It's so bad. It's like,
when your whole
song is about me.
When your whole life is just George now.
Mm-hmm.
George the McGonagall.
I hate it. I hate that I can still laugh at it. It's so bad.
I love it. Because, I set the trap up and you always fall for it. It's like, you don't suspect a thing.
Oh my God.
And I just throw it on you and it kills you each time.
I know.
I used to think my life was a tragedy. But I realized it's a McGonagall. Crying.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Does Ape sing other Frank Sinatra
no,
songs?
he
in
only
this?
sang that one song. You don't. I
Oh.
don't think you ever see him sing ever again.
Oh, whack.
Mm-hmm. And but some other things you see a hypnotist because
Oh,
and he
yeah.
makes this lady eat just this bucket.
Isn't she
this
like?
big old bucket of ice cream? He's like, yes,
Dude,
dig in, dig in.
It looks
You see
so nasty.
this? It's the same consistency of the poop at the end of the
Yeah,
movie,
and
it's
it's-
so bad.
And it's like supposed to be like chocolate ice cream.
yeah, and it's disgusting.
And it just looks, it looks nasty.
And this girl's just pigging out. She's getting it.
Yeah, and then when she snaps out of it, she's like, ice cream? I'm lactose intolerant. Like,
Yeah.
books it out of there because
Yeah,
she's like
she, like,
about to
pukes.
puke.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The hypnotist is like, oopsies. I totally forgot about that whole thing happening. Because then I forgot that they hypnotize Ursula into liking
Not just
Lyle.
Ursula, but all of her friends too.
Oh, yeah. Does he hypnotize Junior too, or
No,
no?
it's just Junior. It's just Ursula and all of Ursula's buddies,
Mm-hmm.
and
Why don't they get Junior into the mix?
because I think
Because I feel like Beatrice would be like, oh yeah, that's my grandkid. So I
don't know
guess we
what-
can bring him in.
Yeah, I don't know what happened and why that was. They didn't really explain why he wasn't in the room. He just wasn't in the room when it was all happening. And
Even though I feel like later in the movie when George is like, come on, let's go, and Junior's like, no.
no.
Or is it the other way around where like Lyle's like, come on, Junior, and
Yeah,
he's like,
but
you're
that-
not my dad.
Yeah.
That whole
You're not my
dad. You're not my dad.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Like, Junior hates
Lyle.
Hates Lyle.
Yeah, because he like kicks him in the shin.
Hmm. And then the second time he kicks him in the shin, he's like, "Ha! Take that, shin guards!" And then he stomps on his toe. I was waiting for a crotch shot, but I'm like, never mind. That's not how that's gonna work. That's probably how it would have been in if it was this time. Because everybody knows the crotch shot is the moneymaker of comedy relief.
Wow.
But there's some wild characters that you meet while you're in Vegas. While they're in Vegas, you have a guy named Rocky, who's a kangaroo, full CG.
I forgot about that.
Shep is disgusting, but Rocky, even worse.
I think I
Rocky
forget
is
that
gross.
Rocky. I think I thought that Rocky was like part of Kangaroo Jack.
No, I think that's what he's
Or I
supposed
mixed-
to be based off of.
Yeah.
Because and one of his traits is when he gets nervous, he just starts decking whoever he sees. And there is
Just
no,
like me.
There's no like reason why. Like there's no like, oh, this is going to be
Same
useful
for
in the
the
future.
comedy.
The way that they set it up though is like, oh, this is supposed to be for something in the future where it's going to be useful, but no, it's just for a one line that's like, good to meet you too, Rocky, where he's just getting decked in the face while he's saying it.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Isn't he also in like the little end fight scene?
Yep. Because Rocky's whole plot point is that he wants to go to the jungle and leave the city life. And Ursula is the heartbreaking villain of this plot story, being like, kangaroos live in Australia. They can't survive in the jungle. And then you see Rocky.
And then Rocky kills her.
Yeah. They should make. That's what the third movie's about. Is a
Rocky-
bloodthirsty Rocky, just going around being like,
I hate Ursula.
I hate him.
I hate Ursula. Ursula is a bad human being. She doesn't want me to live in the jungle, but I feel like I fit perfectly. Yeah, you do. But you do fit in the jungle. Get out of here, you freaking disgusting mess. Get back in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just like yeah, take
Yeah,
that.
take that, you disgusting runt.
Oof. Hey, that's me you're talking about.
It's an alternate universe, you.
Yeah, because doesn't Rocky doesn't Rocky beat up the two ladies or one of the two
He
ladies?
beats him up, all right. He proceeds to do something, not punching, but uses his big old freaking feet and just bounces on each of their heads as they dig into the ground.
Yeah.
That scene was also gross looking.
Yeah, I remember it.
What's some other good parts? Ooh, another good part of the second movie is Lyle, after the hypnotism has worked, first thing he does is go to the Stanhope property and tries to run around with the horses. It's so bad.
Recreating them.
Yeah,
And they all hate him.
Yeah, they're like, come on, guys, you're supposed to be cool with me. And he's just like walking around looking like this nerd. He's just like super stiff and dorky. And he's just like, I don't know what to do.
Bro.
Horses, dude, do something with me. Let me pet
Let me
you.
pet you, please.
And then they're just like all running away. And at one point he like dives for one, grabs on the tail, and he's being dragged across the area.
Bro.
Oh,
And I love it because it's probably like a similar dialogue from the first one where all the girls are like, wow, just look him go.
No,
He's such a sweet.
No,
or are they all just like,
they're like, why did I marry this idiot? And they're like, I don't remember being married to this guy. It's just there's something off about it.
Yeah, I forgot about that where she's just like, this is weird. I don't know what the heck happened, but I don't feel like this is right.
Yeah, because she's like, well, I don't remember our wedding. Like I picture our wedding day with wedding bells and fireworks and whatever, and it was a perfectly lit day with a sunset, but I just don't remember Lyle. And that's also what didn't happen with George.
Interesting.
Yeah. But before we get like at the end of the movie, when George breaks the hypnosis of Ursula.
It's a true love's kiss that gets her out.
It was like a kiss, and you hear like wedding bells, and she's like, okay, that's weirdly convenient. They kiss again, fireworks and bells are going off, and they're like, okay, that was weird. And then they kiss again, the fireworks, the bells, and then a good looking sunset is like in the background. They're green screened in, and it's just it's so dumb.
Now I remember.
Yeah, and because all the other women were hypnotized too, George had to kiss them, and Betsy was like,
oh yeah, she like grabs him.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know who you are. I have no idea. Stan, is that your name? And just tries to like kiss him. Like, Stan, no, wait. And then she's like, you know he's George. You know he's George. But
bro.
But one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when Ursula is going to is hanging out with her little buddies with Charlie's Angels, and is like, let's hang out and do stuff together. And they go work out at the resort, and the girls are lifting like maybe these 5-pound dumbbells, if that. And then Ursula's doing like a big old bench press, and it's so funny. And then cuts to her going to like
they're all on the treadmill.
No, it's like the bicycle machine.
Oh.
And you see her like her upper body's like moving fine, but her legs are moving at like supersonic speed. And then the
doesn't she like break it?
Yeah, it breaks the machine. It all like puffs into smoke and whatever, and it's done. And she's like, maybe I am a little different. Maybe things have changed since I've been out in the jungle. And another part is when she's when they're all on the golf course. They're all at their driving range and they're hitting balls, and everybody hits it like fairly decent. And then all of a sudden, Ursula swings and has the ball like explode, and it's like supposed to be going far. But if you look at the scene, I'm like, that didn't look like it went very far. You just see like the puff of smoke that she was supposed to hit, but you see the ball go maybe like 5 feet. Like it looks like it's only gonna go like 5-10 feet. I'm like, this is great.
I love that
I
so
can now feel like I'll feel like Ursula. I'll feel like an alpha male, even though I only hit it like 5 feet away, because that's how I am on the golf course.
Yeah.
I'm pretty terrible at golf.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. It's another good sequence.
Oh my gosh! Is it this one where like the mom turns into like a cat?
Oh yeah.
Or she gets.
And that's disgusting looking.
Yeah,
too.
I think
all their CG attempts looks bad.
I think like the narrator was like, oh yeah, and then the mom got like a Cheshire grin, and that's why she turned into a cat. It wasn't like some plot thing. It was just like a play on thing.
Well,
but it looked horrendous.
Well, she came up with like this plan or something. She's like, "Ooh, I can finally get them to come to Vegas now.
Ooh, we can.
We can go to Vegas now. Shut up!"
Yeah, ugh, I forgot about that. I was trying to think of all the stuff that the mom was doing.
Like, that woman is the worst human being ever. She's like, I want you to marry Lyle because Lyle's a better man. I don't want you living in the jungle.
He's rich.
Mm-hmm.
He's rich and he's not a heathen. Like
Why'd you-
Gorge. Got
Why be rich when you can be the king?
Why be rich when you can just be Gorge?
You can be the McGungle.
When you can be part of the McGungle.
Yeah. All in all, those movies, classic in childhood phase of life. And will I watch them again? Probably.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably watch the first one more than the second one.
Oh yeah.
Because, yeah.
I don't feel like seeing nasty looking
But I
looking boys.
like it's a parody of a sequel movie, and it's so funny. Like, it is a very funny sequel.
Yeah.
It's very childish and crude, but it's very funny.
Yeah. Like I'll probably get it for my kids, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on 4K Ultra, baby.
Bro. Looking at that CG in 4K,
Bruh.
that does not sound like a good time.
It would help it.
No, it wouldn't.
And they had some funny jokes, like referring to like the previous movie, like in the second movie, just being like, "Oh, remember when George was in this crate, and he said, next time I go flying, I'm gonna get a bigger crate." Well, we did that, and they have like this humongous crate that they can fit everybody in, and and there's like a bed in there and like a table. It's pretty funny.
I love that.
They also have the one sequence from Tarzan in it.
I just remembered a scene, but what?
They have like the Tarzan sequence where he's like surfing on like the trees and whatever.
Yeah.
They have like the interlooping like vines, and he's like putting his switching his legs around. They cut off where his legs were because they knew how bad it was gonna look. So
Bro.
it was.
Okay, but which one was it where Tukey was like, yeah, I'm gonna like, I can't remember which one it was, because I feel like it was the second one, because it was a fully CG bird.
The second one was fully CG.
Yeah, but like the scene was like He was flying, and he looks over at a plane, and then has a dream that he's sitting in the plane. And the flight attendant was like a lady with a toucan, and it was like, I had like whatever she says.
She's like, hey, Tukey, want me to get anything for you?
Want me to get you a Tukey snack? And that was the whole bit.
And the best part is, the bird is sitting on his chair, and his legs are just like propped up.
He's like
It's so stupid.
he's just like a bird just sitting in a chair.
Yeah. He's just sitting down on his butt, and his legs are just like
Kicked out.
yeah. It's just so stupid looking.
I love that.
And yeah, it's pretty good. Like
Bro.
some of the decisions that they make in this movie are comedy gold. But it just ages so terribly.
Oh
Just
yeah.
The visuals.
Yeah.
And
I remember-
oh yeah.
I remember us just watching the second one more, but I feel like we had the second one on DVD longer.
Yeah, I think the first one was like scratched, so it didn't work.
Yeah. We watched it too many times.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I remember watching that one all the time.
Mm-hmm. Inspiring others to come to the house for your birthday party, being like, it's jungle themed, so everybody drop your pants, we're in our underwear.
No.
This is Amy when she was like 5 or 6, and so it's cute at the time. It's not her being inappropriate. It's just like, hey
Yeah.
Mom, can I invite everybody over for a jungle themed party where everybody's just
I
sitting
think I
in
said
their
a
underpants?
Tarzan. Either Tarzan or Jordan. I think it's Tarzan themed party.
Not a gorgeous jungle.
Not a Gorgiga Magungle.
I got you first. I said it.
Gorgeous
You set yourself
McGungle.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Whenever I think of Brendan Fraser, I will always think of George of the Jungle.
Oh yeah.
Not the Mummy, like probably everybody else. The voice of Ape, of John Cleese. I will probably. It's a toss up between Ape and Monty Python.
When I think Ape, I don't think John Cleese. I just see Ape.
Mm.
He's just Ape in this movie, but when I think of John Cleese, I mean, I'll think of Monty Python, but also Shrek 2.
Who was the instructor? Oh, he
King
was the
Harold,
king.
yeah. The dad.
Tell us what you guys thought of this movie. If you guys have seen it, give us your thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if there's other funny sequences, just
Let us know.
yeah.
Put that in the comments.
Or let us know of other movies that you guys have seen from your childhood that you're like, man, I remember that one.
Whoa.
And we'll probably review it maybe if it was a part of our childhood, especially if it was the Emoji Movie. Well, thanks for listening to this episode. If you liked this, you should go check out our other stuff. If you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave a review. Check out our other videos on YouTube where we have bonus content outside of our podcasts. And if you like that, please like, comment, and subscribe to also help our channel grow. Recommend us to your friends so they can also enjoy the dynamic duo of a lifetime.
And check us out on TikTok and Instagram at AJS_podcast. And check out my art stuff on Instagram at Babby_Yammy. And we'll see you in the next one.
See ya!